Welcome to Ralph's Flybox. Today we're going to tie a pattern that I've had for a while, but we're going to modify it and apply it to our Tenkara project. I recently bought a Tenkara rod for my son, and I thought what better way to start things off in the spring than to have one of our own Tenkara style flies tied in the Sakasa Kabari style backwards fly. So I started thinking about which pattern I have that would best lend itself to this, and I think we came up with a good idea to use the M&M nymph. It's a very productive nymph over a large swath of the area around here, and I think it will lend itself quite well. So let's show how we tie it. We came upon a couple prototypes, and this is the final version of what we came up with, and we'll post a follow-up as well. I start off with a size 14 caddis emerger hook and 6/0 black uni thread, and we begin a little bit different than some of the Tenkara flies you've seen. Since the M&M nymph is a beadhead nymph, I wanted to stick with that profile, but I didn't want to add a bead. So we decided to form a head very similar to an ant. I think this lends to the profile, lends to the gloss that you normally would get with a bead head, but we're doing it with thread. Just a subtle profile change to what you would normally see in the Tenkara patterns. I like to put a small dab on and then move it around with the bodkin versus trying to spread it too heavy with the applicator. And once we get that evenly spread around, I'm going to hit it with the light. Just a light coat. Just gives the pronounced profile of having a head, as most bugs do. And next we're going to tie in our hackle. Just like the M&M nymph, the standard M&M nymph, we're going to use furnace hen. Bring your thread back up. Tie your hackle in. And I switch places with the thread. And I don't wind this forward when I'm palmering it. I pretty much do it in place. 3 turns. And clip your butt end, or your tip in this case. And then you're going to sweep your hackle forward and wind your thread up into it. Bringing it up towards the head, or our thread head that we formed. Make sure we have a symmetrical collar. And once we have it where we want it, going to bring the thread back. And if you have any flyers, clip them off now. And then wrap your thread back about 1/3 of the way into the bend of the hook. And bring it back up to the transition. At this point we're going to select, since this is a little bit larger than your normal M&M nymph, going to look for 3 matching moose hair fibers, or moose hairs, and we're going to clip the tips even and tie them in right about at the transition point to where we tied in the hackle, and it's built up a little bit. And bring our thread back, and then bring it forward and build a nice, easy, even transition. Next, we're going to take our hackle pliers. You want to be careful with the hair. I give 2 easy turns, and then gently bring it forward. If it starts to separate, that's okay. They will come back together, they will overlay each other. It does form a nice neat body even if it separates. You can see there it's coming right back. And bring it evenly forward. You'll see it like the M&M nymph, it transitions to the white thorax segmented look of the body, or the cream color. And you're going to bring this all the way up behind the hackle, and then tie off. Try and keep your thread tight on top of itself, because you don't have a lot of room. You don't want to crowd the hackle any more than you basically have the hackle where you want it now. And then you're going to bind over it. Going to bind over the hair a few turns. And then give a quick whip finish. Keeping your whip finish as well very tight. And then, like the M&M nymph, we're going to go back to the bug bond. And we're going to apply a little bit to the back. And then, using your bodkin, you're going to coat both your whip finish and the hair. Again, like the standard M&M nymph, it's not a real heavy coating. It's just enough to give it a sheen and bring out the segmentation. And then we're going to hit it with the light. And there it is. The M&M Ten, the latest addition to our Ten project. We'll be sure to keep it posted as to how the pattern performs. And if it does well, I hope it adds to your box also. If you try the pattern, please feel free to post your results as well. Thank you very much. See you in the water.